Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Emmy and I make videos on Paladin supports. So, I haven't been around for a while. It's been quite a bit since I posted my last video, and I'm gonna get into that and some exciting announcements, but if you don't want to watch that, you can skip to this timestamp on the screen and go straight into the video. For those of you who are here, I haven't uploaded in a while due to my poor health and just in all taking kind of a little bit of a break from Paladins. I haven't really had the time, but I've been wanting to upload a video, I just haven't been able to. I do have a few really exciting announcements, such as I have opened up a Discord. I opened it up a while ago, but I haven't made a video since I did, so if any of you would like to join, you are welcome to. A lot of the people play there together. I sometimes join you guys to play, sometimes I'm on and I just tell people, so if they want to join me. Lots of really fun stuff goes on over there, and you can get early updates on my videos and what exactly is going on. The other thing is, in this time, I have opened my small business. I make and sell D&D maps. If you would like to support me, you can go over to my Etsy. Getting into the video now, I want to talk about how you should be picking your healer based on who your team has picked. I feel like it is most beneficial to my team for me to go last in picking, since I can pick a healer that would best fit our team's comp. So these are some people that I completely try to avoid matchmaking together, since I feel like they are not really a beneficial pairing and rarely do I ever see them work out. Usually when they work out, it's because the enemy team is not properly countering your team. So we're going to get started with the first one, and this is my number one, is Seris and Skye. Both of these champions can be good in their own right and used very well in a comp. However, together they just do not fit well. Let's start with the obvious thing. First of all, they both use invisibility. Skye's entire kit is based around using that invisibility to flank the enemy team, and Seris' entire invisibility is geared around escape and immunity. So being able to be followed in that can be very detrimental. The enemy team only has to buy one item, Illuminate, to counter both your healer and your flank, which is not going to be helpful in the long run of your team. The other part of this is that Seris' means of healing is inherently detrimental for Skye's gameplay. When Seris heals, she has these ropes of healing, and they stem off to other people around the initial person you're healing. So if you look at the overhead map I have here, if you directly heal Skye, who may be in the enemy's backline invisible, you are drawing a line to them and alerting the enemy team that she is in their backline. Let's say you try to avoid healing Skye when she's invisible. Those ropes that I mentioned earlier that go off of the first person that you're healing will sometimes extend over to Skye, who is in the backline. It's just not a risk you should be willing to take when there's so many other healers that go well with her. You could pick Grover, you could pick Corvus, you could pick Genos. All very good picks when you have a Skye in your team comp. I also wouldn't necessarily do any of the other champions that use invisibility with Seris. So that would include people like Seven, Sati, Shaolin, and Strix. They're just not best for using Seris as a healer. My next pairing that I don't particularly like, it can work, it really just depends on the style of both players, is Lillith and Drogoz. I really don't like those pairings simply because it puts Drogoz in a monopoly on your Hex. Your Hex is such an important tool, and you can learn more about just how important and how much this heals in my breakdown on Lillith. Lilith's Swarm does not heal the person unless they are touching the ground. There is not really a verticality to her healing, except for Hex. You don't want to monopolize your Hex to one champion, so if you were to pick Lillith with Drogoz, you'd have to almost constantly keep the Hex on him because there's not really any other means of healing him. Whereas if you're playing with a damage like Bomb King, Cassie, Dredge, those are very floor-based damages. So you're going to find much more success playing Lillith with somebody who is not going to be airborne a lot of the time. That also means with Lillith that you always have to be in sight of your Drogoz if you're trying to keep him up, which usually Drogozes are pretty heavily damaged in the sky, especially when you're against a Cassie or a Leon or some other pinpoint shooter. You have to stay within sight of him at all times in order to be able to continue hexing him. That also means your flank isn't going to benefit as much from that hex mark as they would be able to if you had a damage that she could heal by other means. Just to me, it's not worth it. My final one that I have found is Pip x Maeve. I personally do not like this pairing. I have seen it go well. It's not impossible. It's just going to be a little more difficult where it doesn't have to be. So with Pip, you are most commonly going to see Combat Medic. I do enjoy Mega Healing Potion, but I really do think that Combat Medic is such a good meta right now, and it's something that you're probably going to want to stick to. So when using Combat Medic, your projectiles are going to be slower and they are splash, but it is going to be harder to hit Maeve when she's midair. This could also go for someone like Drogoz or Vatu, who are going to be airborne a lot of the time. With those, you can kind of aim your healing potion to hit them, but with Maeve, that can be really difficult since a lot of times really good Maeves are going to use their pounce as a movement ability. They're going to have a lot of really sudden and quick movements that you're not necessarily going to be able to anticipate or hit with your Combat Medic. Just personally, I try to avoid playing Maeve and Pip together, but I have seen some really good Pips who make it work. It's just personally not my cup of tea. I know this is a bit of a shorter video than I usually do, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!